Alright lads, we got a very, very exciting one today. This is DC Legends Nightwing. So I think it's pretty clear based on my past uploads that I am a fan of both DC Legends and Nightwing. So this was a pretty obvious one to make. Now, there's a couple reasons why it took so long. The first is that for a very long time I couldn't find a model that I could actually use. So I had no way of getting the game textures, which meant that I couldn't use them to make this mod. So essentially I had no material to base it off for a while, and I found a working model recently, and so I used that on a live stream last Thursday, which I put the time-lapse up of recently, and that will be at the end of this video if you haven't seen it yet. Next is, judging by that intro, as you can see the channel's had a rebranding. Very fun, very exciting times. I'm looking forward to putting out more content in general, and I just felt like the old purple was just getting on a bit, you know, and I decided to spice things up. So, that aside, I suppose we should probably take a look at the mod. Now, I mean, as you can see, this is very detailed. And that's because, like I said, I managed to use the game textures. So instead of just kind of putting on, you know, a rough design and going, oh, here's some leather, here's some scratched metal, here's some this, here's some that. Instead of that, I had to use the game textures for the entire thing. And that's why there's so many kind of intricate patterns and things on the suit. Outside of that, I also spent a very long time getting the colours right, like a very long time. And you can actually see at the end of the time-lapse, there's a solid couple of minutes where I'm just messing around with the colours because I really want to get it accurate. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't quite look right. So I changed the colours, and then after changing the colours, I ported it into game, and I was like, oh no, the colours are all wrong, and it turned out that those last minute changes I made were actually the problem, so I undid those. But yeah, that just shows how your eyes can play tricks on you when you've been staring at the same skin for 6.5 hours. Now, despite how long I've stared at this skin, I still like looking at it. I think it's very, very pretty. See, this was done as a request. Now, I've already told you that it took me a while to get around to it and why, but this was a request once again by AndrewTheMeister, and this is very special because this was a birthday request this time, so I decided to make this for him, so happy birthday, Andrew, I know you're watching. I hope you enjoy the skin as much as I enjoy staring at those lovely, lovely colours. Now, the scheme of the suit kind of put aside, I just think the design's really interesting, because there's no stripes on the arms, there's tons of blue detailing, but it's scattered around the suit. It's organised in a really strange way, and it's different to most Nightwing suits that you get, and I think for that reason, it really appeals to me. It just stands out, it just looks different. I'd love to see, you know, if Nightwing shows up in the movies at some point and he has a suit similar to this, I'd be totally fine with it. I think it translates really, really well. It looks just realistic enough, but it's still very sleek and not overly armoured. So yeah, I'm blown away by the design, and it was an absolute honour to port it, honestly. Mad respect to the creators of the model for DC Legends. So, that aside, there's some fun stuff going on in today's video, and the first is that this has come out on a Thursday. And that's partially because it's Andrew's birthday, and that's also partially because I want to do something a little bit different this Saturday. I want to start actually uploading, not just talking about the game vaguely, and, you know, putting up suits from the game. I want to start uploading actual DC Legends content. And now, the thing is with this is, normally people are like, ew, mobile games, oh no. But the thing is with that game is that the main problem that people have with mobile games is that they always put you in a position where they make you feel like you have to spend money on them. And they always charge an extortionate amount of money for basic items. But the thing is with that game is that I've actually never spent a dime on it, and I've progressed very, very far, and that's why I think it's worthy of my time. It's because if you can have a business model where if people want to spend money, they can, but they don't feel pressured, I'm totally fine with it. And I think when you compare this to other games in the market, the pressure to spend money to keep up with everyone else. It's just not there. They don't release some kind of new highly sought after character where you need a team of previous highly sought after characters to get them, like you see in some other games. You know, they don't have these, you know, legendary characters that you've got to assemble specific teams for or whatever. You can, you know, they do restrict character roster for different events, where you can only use certain characters for different events, but it's never, you know, you have to use only Bat Family characters or whatever. And so, you know, if you didn't unlock Red Hood when he came out 3 years ago, you got to pay up, buddy. You know, it's not like that. It's just not like that. And so, you know, ultimately, I'm not expecting massive viewership on it. The reason for this is just that whenever you kind of switch gears into a different type of content from what you usually do, you're never going to see massive numbers. But the thing is that if I just sit here going, oh no, less people will watch it, I won't make it, then I won't make it. And I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And I figure, considering the fact that I enjoy the game and I play it anyway, it's just a way for me to make bonus content. It's not going to replace mod content by any means. It's only doing so this week because the mod video has been pushed forward. And if there is ever a week where I put up a DCL video on a Saturday instead of a mod video, it will be because a mod video wasn't coming that Saturday anyway. So overall, it's not replacing any content, it's not really impacting my schedule. I play the game anyway. It's just a way for me to talk about something that I care about, and I know you guys all care about the DC characters if you watch this channel. So I figure, you know, it should be reasonably entertaining for everyone involved. And so outside of that, there's not much more I want to say. I think I've said enough about the suit. I think I've said enough about the upcoming content on the channel and the rebranding and everything like that. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'd like to thank everyone for sticking with me. If you've just found the channel or if you've been watching for the over 5 years I've been going at this point, I'm very, very thankful. It means a lot to have your support, and just this channel's been a blast from beginning to where we are now, and I hope it doesn't end for a very, very long time, because I'm just really enjoying everything that I do here. So thank you for your time, thank you for your support, and I shall see you, hopefully, next time. Take care. You're still here? Is there something wrong with you? Okay then. Well, since you're still here, there's a couple of things I forgot to mention. The first is that the other reason why I didn't make this until now is because I could never decide whether to use the new 52 or the city suit as a base. I settled on the city suit because even though there's a screw in the centre of the symbol, which is mildly annoying, the entire suit just fits better than the new 52 suit. The other thing is stay till the very end for a bug and a blooper, although I expect you're already going to stay to the end since you've stayed through that massive block of silence. And the final thing is that if you're watching this video relatively quickly after it came out, I'm probably streaming Crash Bandicoot on Twitch. So if you want to come and jump in and watch some Cash Banuka action, go ahead.
Simulation complete.
last posting.
Now I have made it no secret that I am a fan of the